Morning. Another cold start to the day on Thursday, the last day of November. And of course, tomorrow, the 1st of December, the first meteorological day of winter 23-24. And we're certainly starting it on a cold and wintry note. We're continuing with this cold weather through the rest of the week, into the weekend, and into the start of next week as well. Some signs we could well see a change from the middle part of next week. There's a bit of uncertainty in the computer models, as I explained the other day. These cold blocks which build to the north and east are very difficult to break down. So some computer models bring a change earlier than others, but I think it does look quite likely now that by the end of next week, we'll all be back into milder air from the Atlantic, bringing in bands of rain, strong winds, and a very different feel to the weather from what we're seeing just now. Well, I'm using some new software today where I can share my computer screen to explain what's going on this morning. So as you can see, this is the radar image live from the website windy.com. It's a good one to use to show you what's going on. You can see we've got these showers coming in from the northwest. The flow is basically coming something like this at the moment. We've got the winds in this kind of direction, so everything is coming down from the east. But as the wind blows in from the sort of north by northeast, we've got all these showers which are affecting North and West Sutherland, the Western Isles running down through the Minch, catching into North Skye, as you can see, a few further south in Skye. But the heaviest ones, certainly towards the north and northwest of Sutherland and say running down to the Western Isles. These are of rain, hail and sleet down near sea level. But some of these inland here will be falling as snow, and maybe some snow across the higher parts of Southern Lewis and Harris as well, maybe just one or two over the Clisham. But I wouldn't have thought there'd be that much in the way of winteriness across here because we're pulling in the wind off the sea, so it's just that little bit milder. Coming to the east, these showers coming in off the Moray Firth is what's brought the snow to parts of the Cairngorms this morning. If I just show you the Snowgate cameras, you can see that's the situation on the A939 Coargarth across the Tonning Tower. The Snowgates are closed, as you can see. That road is shut this morning. But as you can see, looking sort of elsewhere, there's very little at Glen Shee. The showers have not made it further south. And also, this is further east. The Cairn Mount, there's nothing there, as you can see. There's very little snow at Braemar as well. So it is sort of further north what's caught the snow, as you can see here from the view on the 939 webcam. And if I just click on the Lochmorlick Watersports webcam, you can see at Lochmorlick we've also got quite a bit of overnight snow, fresh snowfall continuing overnight, basically the same as what happened through yesterday. These wintry showers continue to feed in from the northeast, and that's what's brought the snow. We've got snow, fresh snow here in Carbridge this morning. It's actually snowing again just now. It's just started to snow again, and some quite heavy snow showers feeding in from the northeast this morning through Moray, Aberdeenshire, and down towards the Cairngorms. You can see this blue dot here is where I am. These showers are coming straight for us. So you can see they're coming in off the Moray Firth. Near the coast, it's rain, it's sleet, it's hail. But as soon as they come inland and come in with the colder air, these showers are turning into snow. So we'll see some snow falling across higher parts of the A9. The snow at the Slough this morning. I certainly suspect there'll be more snow this morning on that sort of stretch of road. But as the showers sort of come further south, they lose their intensity. It's the moisture from the sea basically which feeds these showers. So as they come over the land, they do tend to lose their energy, and that's why there's very little snowfall across the southern Cairngorms. We saw the Braemar webcam earlier. Hardly any snow down towards Braemar, whereas further north the showers are more potent. So that's why we're seeing more snowfall in these kind of areas here. Also notice the showers coming in off the northeasterly wind off the North Sea. These are coming, just catching southern parts of East Lothian, coming into the borders. Again, near the coast, rain, hail, sleet, coming land, these will turn to snow. So I think some higher parts of the A68, the A1 perhaps, seeing some snowfall this morning. It's what's called a streamer effect, where you get this northeasterly wind just constantly blows the showers into this area. These areas have seen heavy snow in the past from some of these setups in winter. So I think if you're traveling down this sort of part of the world, you may just catch a few wintry showers. But certainly further west, the skies are clear. You can see if I bring the temperature map up this morning, you've got some cold temperatures across Lanarkshire in towards Ayrshire, -7 degrees here this morning, Drumclog, -5 down here. It's pretty cold, and this is because the skies are clear in this. If you imagine sort of this sort of area here, we've got clearer skies, and it's these sort of southern parts of Highlands in towards Lochaber, Mull, down through Argyll, the western part of the central belt into Ayrshire, the south and southwest, these areas here seeing the best of the sunshine today, just like on recent days. Some really, really pleasant, sunny, crisp conditions through today. And I think over the next few days, as well as we continue with the sort of setup, this kind of setup, we're going to see the coldest temperatures in this part of the world. Now, if I just bring up the frost map, now this will take a while to load. It's quite a big database it's being pulled. This map's going to show us the areas this morning which are overnight seen a frost. You can see these are all the spots which saw a frost overnight. But you can see around the coast and across the Isles, these are some areas here. Because of the wind and the cloud and the showers, temperatures have stayed above freezing. But certainly for many places, you can see a very widespread frost last night. Even a frost out here on Tiree, which is quite unusual, minus 0.1 degree 2 in the morning. So yeah, it's quite unusual to see frost here, but it's certainly not unusual. And as you can see, the frost is very widespread, and that's going to be the picture over the coming days. Now, if I show you this chart here, we use these charts from WX charts from MetDesk. You can see this is the setup. This is the flow at the moment. You can see if I run the sequence that we've got the winds coming down from the north or northeast. Quite a slack setup. But you can see the showers just continue to feed in around the coastal area. So it's the north and the sort of northwest coast, the northern and west Isles catch the showers. The showers that are feeding in off the Moray Firth into the Cairngorms and northern Aberdeenshire, these will begin to fade because you can see we slightly change the wind. We lose that northeasterly feed. But as we do that, we bring clearer skies in across these areas. Now with snow cover, clear skies and light winds overnight, we're really looking at some quite low temperatures. Now if I show you the expected temperature projection from the GFS model, as you can see, sort of Friday night, we've got temperatures -7, -8, and we continue these very cold overnight temperatures, particularly across the Highlands, Moray, inland areas of Aberdeenshire could see some very low temperatures. That's Monday morning. You can see we continue with the cold temperatures into the middle sort of part of next week. Look what happens after then. We start to change the air mass. Now, if I show you the temperature projection for the whole of Europe, you'll see what happens if I just get the right chart. You can see that's what we've got now. We've got this cold Arctic air mass across much of Europe. You can see very cold temperatures over Scandinavia. It's been a really cold autumn. There's been a lot of snow across Scandinavia and temperatures down to below -30. But you can see as we run through next week, we start to lose the colder conditions. You can see if you look here, this is low pressure, just trying to get in from the southwest. We've still got this very, very cold block of Arctic air across Scandinavia, stretching up into Greenland. You can see it across into Newfoundland. It's just a very cold block of cold conditions. But as you see through the week, this is one computer model. This is from the GFS. This is what they think is going to happen. As you can see, by the time we get through to wet Thursday, look, the low pressure is in. We've got the cold air pushed back, and we've got these some milder conditions just beginning to edge in from the southwest. Now, if I continue to run the sequence, you can see by Friday, so we're talking about a week away, low pressure across the UK. We've got the cold air pushed away, and we're in pretty unsettled, quite wet conditions with quite a bit of rain around, I think. And we can see, the cold air is just hanging on to the north, and it wouldn't take much of a change. If this low pressure system just happened to be further south, we'd be pulling in this cold air again because it's just pushed to the north towards the end of next week. And then by next weekend, you can see, again, we've got generally milder southwesterly air, the cold air just lurking just to the north. So it could go either way. But as I say, further into December, look, you can see, generally speaking, the idea is for low pressure from the Atlantic, this is the direction of the flow. Look, so we've got a low pressure coming in, wind, rain, gales, milder conditions, certainly not much snow from that, and very deep areas of low pressure. So that what that chart really signals from the GFS is as we go further into December, we're going to return to the milder, windier Atlantic weather system with possibly a few named storms before the end of the year, and plenty of rain around as well. That's one solution from the GFS. Now, if you look at the ECMWF, this is another computer model, a European model. This is the way we are now. Obviously, we're all in agreement. We're in the cold air through Saturday, Sunday. Now, you can see on Monday, there's an attempt here from a low pressure system comes in from the west through Monday with somewhat milder conditions. It doesn't really get in. It's kept to the south of the UK. Look, even by Wednesday, we've got the low pressure running to the south. So that keeps us in the colder air mass. But towards the end of the week, there's also agreement from the ECMWF, this model we're looking at here, that we get a low pressure system coming out of Newfoundland, eastern Canada. It comes across the Atlantic in the jet stream, strengthening the jet stream, running to the north of the UK, as you can see, and that then introduces the milder conditions. And again, this model is also suggesting that by the middle of the 10th of December, we've got low pressure systems coming back through the UK. So our wind is basically coming in this direction, milder. The cold air is pushed well to the north. And once we get into these situations, really, they're very hard to break these patterns. An active jet stream across the Atlantic, you get low pressure after low pressure after low pressure pushing west to east. And this is the general track of our weather in the UK, of course. Most of our weather comes from the Atlantic. So this is a very typical setup, really, for the UK through winter. Of course, not what many people want to see. Quite a lot of people are liking what we've got just now, where we've got the low pressure and the jet stream to the south, bringing in this cold weather with frosts and snow. But like I say, towards the middle part of December, certainly by the end of next week, there are fairly strong signals that we do see these more unsettled conditions coming back in. So we just go back to the rainfall radar image. You can see again, here's the showers coming in. These showers now drifting south into the northern Cairngorms. There's Aviemore, for example. Here's Carbridge, where I am. And these are the A9. So you can see potentially some more snow to come for the A9 as we see these showers come in. But like I say, the bulk of the really wet weather is currently across the northwest and across the Western Isles. And let's just go back to the current temperatures. Just bring you the current temperature map up. In fact, if I show you the whole temperature for the whole of the UK, you'll see just how widespread that the cold weather is at the moment. It's not just here; it's much of the UK seeing the cold weather. And in fact, if I bring the rainfall radar image further south, you can see we've got a low pressure system running across the channel at the moment, which is called a channel low. Now, what this is doing is bringing rain across the far south and southwest of England, but we're actually seeing some snowfall across Dartmoor, so here, and maybe some wintry weather just on the northern edge of this system. This is all running this way. It's all running east across through the English Channel. It's just on the northern edge where it reaches encounters that colder air. There could be some still winteriness, so we might hear some reports of a bit of snow across the far south of England. Be enough to cause chaos, no doubt, but we're not looking at much really. So if I just go back to the map, I'll show you the temperature map for the whole of the UK. Now these are live observations. This is data which I'm pulling from a lot of these stations up here in my own stations, but I'm also pulling in data from various other networks and other weather stations which are available. As you can see, I mentioned the low pressure going through the channel. That's sort of running here, but you notice on the south side of the low, there's milder air in the Channel Islands, because the low pressure is somewhere like here, running along the channel. And you can see all the cold air to the north of it and the mild air to the south. The cold air is going to win. This mild air is temporary. This is going to get pushed away into France. But you can see it's cold everywhere. Even down in Kent, we've had temperatures down to -8 degrees this morning. And as you can see, the cold is widespread. We've got temperatures, minus 6 degrees there in East Lancashire, -6. You've got a -8 there, look in Cumbria, -8.3 last night. So yeah, the cold is really quite widespread, -8.4 in the North Pennines. The whole of the UK is covered in this cold weather, so it's here to stay. So that's really just about it from me. I've just got to say thanks to everybody who subscribed to the new YouTube channel which I've set up. I'm going to try and do these videos every day when time permits. I'll do them outside if the weather's interesting. Otherwise, it'll be here from the office before I start work. Thanks for everybody who's contacted me about joining my premium member service on Facebook, the premium group, where I post a lot of information, the charts you've seen. I use a lot of the charts to explain what's going on. I use the temperature data. I do a lot of in-depth forecasting and information in the members group. So if you want to join the Facebook premium members group, please get in touch to find out how. It's just £1.25 a month, billed at £15 a year. It's very little really. There's a lot of information in there. A lot of people joined it 4 years ago when I set it up and continue to rejoin. But more people joining all the time. I've got a bunch of emails from people from yesterday asking to sign up. If you've messaged me, I'll get to that today, and you'll hear back from me today. Also, if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go onto YouTube, have a quick look, search for Highland Weather. The tagline is Highland Weather Vids. Just hit subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. It's just like liking a Facebook page. So, but more subscribers I get, it just helps me and it generates a bit of funding towards the cost of doing all this, basically the weather station upkeep, etc., etc. It all costs a chunk of money. But thanks everyone for watching the video. Hope you enjoy your day. Bye for now.